My husband abandoned me in a foreign country with nothing to my name, told me to figure it out, and flew home. 6 months later, he showed up outside my apartment, sobbing like I was supposed to feel sorry for him. He was standing outside my apartment this morning, crying, holding flowers. 6 months ago, he texted me, "You'll figure it out. You're resourceful." He had already booked his flight home without telling me, without a single warning. I had 2 weeks of food money. My name wasn't on the lease. My visa was tied to his sponsorship. And Marcus, my husband of 6 years, was already gone. I called him, begged him, "Please, just help me get home." He sent a voice note back. "Stop acting like a victim. I left because you're impossible. Now you can see what it's like to actually be alone." Then he blocked me. I stood in that apartment. Foreign country, foreign language, zero legal standing. And I had 2 choices, break down or fight. I chose to fight. I went to the embassy with shaking hands and a phone full of his messages. They connected me to a women's support group. A woman named Elena gave me cleaning work. No questions asked. I slept on shelter floors. I scrubbed bathrooms and office lobbies at 6 a.m. I ate whatever I could afford. And Marcus, he was back home telling everyone I'd had a mental breakdown, that I was unstable, that he was the victim. He told my mother I was mixed up with dangerous people. She called me crying, asking what I had done to make him leave. He told my friends I'd refused to come home. They went quiet, one by one. He was building a story, and I was too busy surviving to stop him. Months passed. I got my own apartment, small, one window in the kitchen that caught the morning light just right. I posted a photo of it online. Just the sunlight, just the counter, just my coffee. Marcus saw it. His brother Rob told me Marcus had screamed and put his fist through a wall. I laughed. I actually laughed. Then Rob called me with something else. Marcus had been fired 2 months ago for stalking a female coworker. He'd been living in Rob's basement, borrowing money, and the whole time he'd been sending me messages about how well he was doing without me. "You didn't need me after all, unless you did." Rob kept digging. He found social media posts. A woman named Cheryl, restaurants, an apartment. Posts calling each other engaged, dated from 2 months before Marcus abandoned me. While I was sleeping on shelter floors, he was picking out rings with someone else. I took everything to a lawyer. Financial fraud, identity theft. 3 credit cards opened in my name. Maxed out, never paid. Over $15,000 in debt with my signature on it that I never signed. Then something happened that made my blood run cold. Rob found out Marcus wasn't just doing this to me. His first wife, the one he told me died in a car accident when was alive, living in Canada. She had kids, a new name. And when Rob's wife reached out carefully, she wrote back immediately. Her name was Sandra, and Marcus had done the exact same thing to her in 2009. The same isolation, the same control, the same disappearing act when she tried to get a job. The pattern was so clear, it made me sick. The prosecutor's office started building a case. Stalking, intimidation, conspiracy. The 2 men Marcus had hired to scare me, yes, hired men, cut a deal and handed over recordings. Marcus on tape saying he needed to break me down enough that I'd come crawling back. That once I was desperate enough, he'd have access to my family money. Money that doesn't exist. He'd invented an inheritance in his own head. And then Marcus tried to run. Caught at the German border with a fake passport. The judge denied bail. Straight to detention. The morning of the trial, my English students, women from the shelter I'd been teaching, organized outside the courthouse with handmade signs. Elena stood on my left, Marta on my right. Inside, Rob was giving his deposition. His voice broke when he said he should have spoken sooner. When the verdict came, I watched Marcus's face on the screen from the small room where I sat with an advocate holding my hand under the table. Guilty. 4 years. I thought I'd feel something massive. Relief. Victory. Something. Instead, I just felt the fear leave my body. Quietly. Like air going out of a tire. But that morning, before any of that, when I walked out of my building and saw Marcus standing there with those flowers and red eyes, something happened that nobody warned me about. He looked at me and said, "You didn't think I'd let you go that easily, did you?" I smelled his cologne. That same expensive one he always wore. I gripped my keys between my fingers and backed toward the corner shop. He followed, smiling. And that's when I saw the second person standing behind him. Someone I recognized. Someone who was supposed to be on my side. Full story on the channel linked below.